Head corner wears blue with yellow trim. On the scales at the limit, 9 stone 9 pounds from 22 contests, 19 wins with 4 inside the distance, only 3 defeats. He is the former English lightweight champion. Tonight he is the challenger from Grimsby, Kevin Super Hooper. And in the blue corner stands the champion. Also on the limit of 9 stone 9 pounds, wearing black shorts, white and green trim, from 21 contests, 20 wins, 6 inside the distance, with 1 contest even. He is the reigning, defending lightweight champion of Great Britain, from Little St Anne's, by way of Barhead, Glasgow, Scotland, Scott Cardle.
Right, I expect you both in the dressing room. You know what I expect. Adult professors at all times, obey my instructions, watch your heads, keep it clean. Any questions? Let's go to work.
One of the most prestigious of all Lord Lonsdale belts is on the line here, the British 9 stone 9 title. It goes back to the bare-knuckle times in 1884 when Jem Carney captured it by KO in the 45th round.
Seconds out, round 1.
We hope here for a compelling clash between Cardle and Hooper, albeit, Paul, over just 12 these days.
45 rounds and more. Yeah, 12 rounds, British title, and a lot at stake, especially for Scott Cardle. His big ambitions of going further in the British title, but he wants to get this outright and get the British belt, the Lonsdale belt, in the bag. And to do so, he's got to get out of the way. He's got to get Kevin Hooper out of the way and put a good performance in as well.
He's had 2 awkward defences against Sean Masher Dodd. Some people felt very lucky to get through those relatively unscathed. He does cut Cardle. He has obviously got that draw as the minor blemish on the record, but he is still undefeated in the black trunks as always and black boots, and the blue and luminous yellow of Super Kevin Hooper from Grimsby. Should be a good one, Alex.
Yeah, he's got a lovely rhythmic style, Scotty Cardle. Once he gets into his own rhythm, he's a really difficult guy to break. Brilliant jab, love his head movement, always energetic, always moving, thinking about his attacks. Really, really good guy to watch.
Hooper will try and close Cardle down already. A little bit of reddening around the nose and above the left eye. Mick Williamson will be in the corner as always, ready to tend to the cuts. He keeps calm, Cardle. What of Hooper? He's been waiting patiently for this chance. He's been sparring the likes of Josh Warrington, Isaac Lowe, and a couple close to you as well, Paul.
Yeah, he's done a lot of rounds in the gym, and he'll have been in there with Scott as well, Anthony Crawley, my brother Stephen. And he's a lad who travels for sparring, is Kevin Hooper, and he's not afraid to get on the road and go out and get the good rounds in. But they're very familiar with each other, and as you can see, there doesn't mean too much fear now. You know, they know what shots to throw and what shots the other one is vulnerable to.
They sparred together 2-3 years ago. Alex, what do you read into that, or is it totally different when you get in there?
Totally different altogether. You can't read into it at all. On the night is so different from actually in a sparring match. It's so different.
Trying to get his jab going. Hooper away from home, of course. Cardle, although he's born and bred from Lytham St Anne's, just outside Blackpool, he's got this Scottish heritage, which he plays heavily on now. Big Celtic fan, and even played in the charity football match for them. Just trying to break up Hooper early, who gets in close and physical.
It's good stuff from Cardle, just getting a little bit too eager though, after he landed a decent shot.
Yeah, he's pretty much set his stall there, didn't he? I think both of them are trying to gain early dominance, trying to show each other who's the stronger fighter, who's in control, and I think Scotty Cardle is definitely taking control.
Yep, rough end to the opener. Joe Gallagher's been so busy lately over in Dallas with Paul's brother Liam, Anthony Crawler, of course, and many others in the stable. Through difficult waters. It's been a tougher 2016 for the man from Lytham St Anne's in fight number 22. 5 years younger than Kevin Hooper of Grimsby, who's in his 23rd outing. He's won 19, lost 3, stopped once when moving up in class, and you wonder whether he'll be able to take the jump tonight. Some think he can, some think he wins this.
Just missed with a right hand there, Cardle. He's not a bad fighter at all, Hooper. He's very strong, comes forward, you know, good work rate, very good engine on him as well. Good, capable boxer, and very much what you see is what you get. But the thing with Scott Cardle, you know, he has to. It's a lot of pressure on him to perform tonight, and we as boxing fans and the fans on Sky want to see it after the 2 performances with Sean Dodd.
Hooper tries to get a right hand in, but Cardle attempts the uppercut for the first time. He's neat and tidy, Cardle at his best, and good movement, and has got a bit of power as well. And he did get unhinged by Liam Walsh, Kevin Hooper. Just the 1 inside scheduled defeat.
Scott Cardle starting to find his rhythm now. He seems like his judgment at distance is really good as well, and he's looking like he's timing Hooper a little bit more.
The way Scott fights, for someone like me with my style and you know, basic boxing fighter style, it gives me nightmares because he uses his reactions only. And for someone that fight that you have to have really good reactions, and he has, Scott Cardle. Very good head movement, very good at slipping out the way of shots. But he likes to fight, and he, like, as we're seeing,
pride, everything on the line that goes with it. Scott Cardle happy to be back in Glasgow, defending his prize. Kevin Hooper desperate to become the first man from Grimsby to win one of the Lonsdale belts.
Great boxing with Cardle. Timing some of these shots, lovely, isn't it?
Good stuff from Scott coming forward. Scott Cardle, nice 1-2 landing. Just got to be mindful of not loading up too much. Hooper looks comfortable.
Right smile though from Cardle closes down the range. This is an excellent start from the champion. This is much better than we've seen of him recently against Sean Dodd, and even last time out against Ivan Yegak here in Glasgow, and he was a bit under par. Looks like he's got the bit between his teeth and wants to send out a statement tonight.
Yeah, it's early, but he does look in control. He looks like he's controlling the tempo. It looks like he's controlling the pace of the fight. He's definitely controlling the distance. He's moving really, really well, and his timing looks really, really good.
Little chopping right hand from Hooper. Bit of blood to the nose as well of Cardle. This is a really perfect.
Don't get on there. Don't get off until we say. Go around.
It's McGlythen and Carl Greaves with the instructions there. It's a good, tight team, and it's quite a new team as well for Kevin Hooper, who's assembled the men that he believes can guide him to British title glory. He doesn't want to be known as a sparring partner, as just a family man, as a university student studying sports science. He's a bright guy. He wants to be a champion, Paul.
He does want to be a champion, and he's obviously in the ring all the time as the sparring partner, or as going around to get round for himself, to benefit himself, and he sees that I can hold my own with these lads, these top fighters who are getting the plaudits on Sky Sports, the ones who are fighting for titles. I'm more than holding my own with them, and rightly so. He wants to be a champion.
Says he feels really relaxed. He's the underdog. There is some blood around. Just watch the forehead. Is that from the nose of Cardle? Blood was on the forehead of Hooper. We'll keep our eyes out.
Good right hook from Cardle. Loading up a little bit on his shot, so.
Hooper thriving on this role of the underdog. The pressure, he says, is on Cardle. He's coming under the spotlights into his patch, and he aims to wrench this belt away from him. Is he good enough? Is he quite cute enough? Cardle, an excellent amateur, and still to be beaten as a pro.
Top amateur Cardle, and what a lot of people forget about Cardle, he was a top amateur as a welterweight, and up there he's sparred so many rounds with my brother Callum, the likes of all the other welterweights that were on the scene at the time, and then when he turned professional, he obviously dropped down to lightweight.
There's a bit of red around the left eye of Cardle already. You've seen the blood from the nose. He cuts almost every fight now, Alex.
Yeah, but it has been fairly clean. We've not seen the heads come together at all. And, you know, there has been collisions, but nothing clear or concussive where you would say he's in danger of getting cut. He must be really difficult, Cardle, to watch for his coaches and his stablemates. Yeah. You know, because he's so talented and he's so good, but there's just that something there where you just know he can perform much better.
I think the problem with Scott, watching him day in and day out and watching him when he fights, the difference in the gym, and he's trying too hard, and it's being a little bit too eager, and that for me is a kind of a good problem to have. Someone who wants always do well and do better and better. Yeah, a little bit of over-eagerness, sometimes you can rein it in a little bit.
He's very keen. Just looks like the blood from the nose at the moment. So Mick Williamson, not too many worries in that blue corner as Hooper comes in close, trying to work the Cardle body. He's got to slow him down, hasn't he?
He has, and he's got to try and, you know, he's got to land his shots first and foremost, Hooper, but Cardle's so good at being evasive and making people miss.
That was a good jab there from Hooper, and he's got this distance, this range. Just needs a round or two, doesn't he, to build his confidence, Kevin Hooper, but that was better. Joe Gallagher pretty happy in the corner. A closer round, but still Cardles.
Boys for me, yeah.
Just better early, you know, the first 2 minutes of the round. Cardle was totally in control. Hooper did come back in a little bit towards the end of the round.
The tattoos on the back of Kevin Hooper. There is kids, Matthew 14, Adam 11, Callum 5. The family man, they want to emigrate to Australia, but he wants a British title first. Scott Cardle definitely doesn't want to give his up. He wants to win the Lonsdale. He believes to European and possibly even world class, but he knows he's got to do better than he did in those 2 fights with Sean Dodd. All respect to Dodd, but Cardle was disappointing, and he's been better already tonight against Hooper. A long way to go, though.
There's a long way to go, and you know, I don't want to keep dragging Scott down, but as a gym mate of his and as a friend of his, I have to be critical because, you know, he started off very well in the first Dodd fight, but his problem was he was making Dodd miss a lot. He just wasn't really making him pay later on in the fight. And he started very well this fight, and he is making Hooper pay when he misses.
Control for me, Adam, Scotty Cardle. Picking his shots now, slipping inside Hooper's jab and coming with his up jab, slight like uppercut. He's looking really good, and his timing seems to be really good as well. Scott Cardle's head movement's impeccable. He seems to see where punches are coming before they even come.
Very much. He's boxing nice. He started off really well.
Hooper lost a couple of shots at the English super featherweight title to Gary Sykes and John Case, both decent sorts, and then he won it against Andy Keats, defended against Adam Dingsdale. So he's the English champion against the British champion, but is that the difference in levels? We wait to see, but at the moment, Cardle with the brighter start. Hooper comes back, that's better, he needed that.
A lot of blood around Hooper's right eye.
Yeah, there's a big cut there, and he drove him to that combination. Cut by the right eye, and it's Hooper. But Cardle did leave himself open.
He did. Very good head movement later on from Cardle. Just got to stay switched on all the time.
Yeah, he does seem to switch off every now and then, and sometimes when he does switch off, you would rather he just got his hands up high.
Just swinging there, Hooper. Cardle again trying to prise open that guard of the Grimsby man, being beckoned in by Joe Gallagher in the corner to assert himself more.
Good stuff from Cardle.
Yes, good work this.
Clever pressure.
All behind good head movement and a good stiff jab.
Head movement on Cardle, very underrated. Gets him out of a lot of trouble. Gets him in the right position to throw nice shots the way he throws.
Hooper just a bit frustrated, possibly by the cut. Can't get himself set. Difficult. They're all in there, but they can't get in the ring for him.
Seconds out, round 5.
It's been a pretty torrid start, this, for Kevin Hooper. in his first challenge for a British title. The defence for Scott Cardle, who's cut Hooper with a punch, and is really in control. Hooper needs something from somewhere fast.
He does. Scott Cardle in control, looking well, boxing well. Good head movement. This is a bit better from Hooper though. He needs a lot more of this if he's going to have any chance of getting into this fight.
He's only got 4 knockouts on the slate. And I know you said that sparring doesn't really mean anything when they get in the ring, Alex, but you know, Cardle might have known he wasn't a big puncher back then as well, and thought he could just, you know, go to him a little bit earlier.
Do you know what? He's actually gave that across Adam in this fight, that he doesn't think Hooper's a big puncher. Hooper's caught him a number of times, not with flush shots, but Cardle's just slipped and slid away from them, to be honest. His hands have not been coming up when they maybe should have been. Another indication that he doesn't think Hooper's a puncher.
He has got skills though, Hooper, and has sparred all over, so has gained experience in another way, but Cardle's amateur pedigree and the fact he's British champion already, a bit of a difference. The boot lace is loose for Super Kevin Hooper. I was just thinking actually when they were in the corners of the Martin J. Ward Andy Townend fight the other night at the O2 with Golovkin and Brook, and it was seen as a 50-50 or slightly in favour of Martin J. Ward, but his amateur pedigree and the extra class made it pretty one-sided. I'm just wondering if Kevin Hooper might find that here.
80% of the time that will be the case. Anybody with a really good amateur pedigree will always shine that little bit more than somewhat good body shot
from Cardle.
Oh, he's
body
attacking the
shot.
body now.
He's hurt. He's got to hold on here. And there's a minute 15 left in the round. He uses experience there, Kevin Hooper, to hold, and he needed to.
Good right hook to the body from Cardle. He saw the wins from Hooper, and now he's trying to target there again.
And it actually didn't go around the side. It didn't go around the side, Paul. It hit him right on the front of the stomach, right on the solar plexus.
Can he recover from that inside the last minute of the 5th?
He's got plenty of time, Cardle. He just needs to be patient. Hooper needs to try and tuck up, not take another one downstairs.
Some of his knockouts have been quite dramatic. Scott Cardle as well. 6 of them so far. And he's starting to go to work with meaty shots on Kevin Hooper.
I'm surprised he's going to the head so much. I thought he would start targeting the body a little bit more.
I can hear the corner shouting, go to the head. Hooper's expecting the body all the time, so he's saying go to the head.
I think he just senses that he has Hooper where he wants him exactly. Now he's backed up in his own corner, and he's almost giving him no respect here, Cardle, walking through him.
Good stuff from Cardle, going up to the head. The body's still going to be there. You're still going to be feeling the effects of that body shot. There's another good jab to the head.
Yeah, he's been sloppy at times in the last few fights, Cardle. He's more accurate tonight. Real concentration and a big round. The body shots, how tough are they to recover from, both of you?
Well, they say that one good body shot round is like money in the bank. It's something that you can draw further on down the fight. As the rounds go on, you know, round 9, 10, 11, all those early body shots that you landed, Paul will tell you, Paul was a body puncher as well, they paid dividends.
Still is.
It still is, sorry.
They take the toll. I've been on the receiving end of some, and some of them you just don't seem to recover from. Some of them you brush it off in the next round, you're okay, and that'll be the interesting thing with Hooper now. We'll see if he's feeling the effects of that next round. It may have just been a glancing one where it just loses the breath out of you for a moment and you're okay, but he looked hurt, he was holding a lot.
And the other thing is, he's had 4 difficult rounds before that. Nothing's really gone right for him, Alex.
No, he's never won a round so far. He's not been totally outboxed, but he's been a little bit old man just with Scotty's experience and brilliant head movement, great positioning and good punch accuracy.
He's in his 33rd year now, Kevin Hooper. He turned professional back in 2009. Just hasn't had the real breakthrough, but this is
very good at judging the distance, Scott Cardle. It's something that he's always going to
So what was it with Masha Dodd? Was it a stylistic problem? Was it an off patch for Cardle? Was it just Dodd fighting, you know, the best he's ever been?
The second Dodd fight for me, got Cardle in the first 5 or 6 rounds, boxed great, really very good. But he just wasn't making him pay later on in the last 6. He was making him miss a lot, making Dodd miss a lot, but he just wasn't making him pay and countering back, and you have to do that when you fight the way Scott Cardle does. He's very critical on himself, Scott Cardle. He's his own worst critic, and he wants to perform.
How good do you think he is, Alex?
I think he's very good at it, I really do. I think we're talking right now European level, without a doubt. Could he challenge for a world title right now against the top ranking guys in the UK? You know, maybe not quite now, but further down the line, I don't see why not.
Anthony Crawler, Terry Flanagan. Crawler so close. So Cardle, and the referee Marcus McDonald was going to step right in there. He's let it go on left hand. He won't let it go much longer. It is over. And Scott Cardle retains his British lightweight title in emphatic fashion. He was much, much better tonight. He really was. And the demons of 2016 are raised. He's back, Cardle, and Kevin Hooper really never got going. As much as he tried, he was outboxed. The body shots didn't help. Outclassed and outgunned at the end there by Scott Cardle, who proved a point tonight.
He did. Very, very well boxed by Scott Cardle. That's what he needed. We said that before the fight. We were very critical of him, and rightly so, after the last 2 performances on the big stage. And what a way to wipe them clean. That was a great performance. 5 good rounds in the bank against Kevin Hooper, and then a big right-hand finish. You know, his punch power developing. The right hand was same time throwing. There you go.
Beautiful punch.
You're always going to shake someone up same time throwing if you land first. Good shot, and then a good finish to jump on him and land a few good clean head shots. And I think a fair stoppage by the referee, Marcus McDonald.
Sharp performance from Scott Cardle, and look what it meant to him. I think there's a lot of relief there. Poor Kevin Hooper. I know how important this was for him, the big opportunity on the big stage, but maybe that's the difference between the English champion at 32 and a British champion who still wants to go further in levels, in class, and he's only 27. We've been critical of Scott Cardle, not tonight.
Very, very good performance, and you know, really, really much needed and happy, and he'll go on with a big smile on his face tonight, where when he's had wins, and the win and the draw that he had, he probably hasn't gone home happy. He's probably gone home more disappointed, even though he's won and he's still the champion. Tonight, they're going a happy man. He's 1 step closer now. He's only 1 step away from the Lonsdale belt outright.
Smiles and respect between the pair of them afterwards. They've sparred together. They've been friends as well. This is business. And it's Scott Cardle's performance, and Joe Gallagher is back in the winning bank. He'll be happy about that.
Be happy man, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, timekeeper Jim Kirkwood records an official time of 1 minute 53 seconds of round number 6. Referee Marcus McDonald stops the contest. His opinion, Kevin Hooper in no position to continue. The winner, and still the British lightweight champion, Scott Cardle.
Well, Johnny, we know Alex was impressed by that performance.